Hi, everybody. It's Hilary here from We Love Smart Keto. How great to have you join us today on the stream. And today we're going to be talking about starting well with keto. We've got quite a lot of new members in the group, and I know that quite a number of you are just starting out. So I want to talk to you about some tips and tricks for starting well. So if you're watching live, please put a 1 in the comments, and if you're watching on the replay, and I know a lot more people watch on the replay than they do when I'm speaking live, please put in a 2. And I ask you, please, play along as if it's live. If I ask you for a comment or a response, please put that in, because it just gets you really listening when you're responding like that. So I just really suggest you do that. So let's talk about starting well. Well, like anything that you want to start, you want to plan well. You want to think about, is this the right time for me to do it? Have I got a clear run, or, am I got a lot of interruptions? Is it a good time for me to start? You want to set yourself up for success. So if you know that you're going to have a busy period where you can't necessarily control, who's doing the cooking, where you're eating, maybe that's not the best time to start. Just wait a few days. It will be fine. Keto is a lifestyle for a lifetime, as we know. And so, just plan a day or two, won't matter. It just gives you a little bit more time to get prepared for it. The other thing I'd suggest is clear out your cupboards to the extent that you can. I know that not everybody in the house may be doing keto. So if you're one of the only people in the household doing keto, then make sure you carve out a space for yourself in the pantry that is your space for your things, and similarly in the fridge. So I suggest you get rid of any seed oil, so any soya oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, anything, corn oil, anything like that, because industrial seed oils are highly processed and are really not good for us. So, that for me is a really simple keto win, without losing any flavor. We just move across to olive oil, macadamia oil, which I love. It's great oil for cooking. Then you'll be in a good position, and you basically won't notice any flavor difference. And of course, you can have butter and lard and things like that. Then separately, excuse me one moment, forgot to bring my water with me. Separately to that, make sure you get rid of think about your planning, what you're going to eat, so that you're not going to have any sugar or any carbohydrates, a very limited amount of carbohydrates. So it's a good idea to plan out your meal. We've got plenty of options here on the Facebook group that we post, but it's very easy to go off, and there's a gazillion recipes on the internet. Plan out what you're going to be eating. And the other thing is, get rid of any temptations in the house to the extent that you can. Obviously, if you've got other people in the household that are going to be eating other things, then that's a bit trickier. But as I said, carve out a space for yourself. So if you do have a bit of a sweet tooth and you think you're really going to have some trouble getting started with giving up the sweet things, then it's okay to transition. But transition with artificial sweeteners. And as we know, things like stevia, erythritol, and monk fruit. Personally, I like the Lakanto brand, which is a mixture of monk fruit and erythritol. I find, because some of them have a bit of a funny aftertaste. For me personally, don't have much artificial sweetener, but if I do, that's what I have, and it should be generally available where you are. And just plan out what those bits of sweetness you're going to have. Whether it's in your coffee or your tea, or whether it's maybe a handful of berries. Berries as a fruit are okay because they're sort of much lower in sugar than other kinds of fruit. So just make sure you plan that out, and over time you should be able to lose that craving, transition away from that sweetness. So there's a couple of things: is make sure that the time is right for you to do it. Make sure that you've got your kitchen organized and your meals organized, and you're actually sort of planning ahead. And the other thing is to be well rested before you start, because when we're tired, it's really hard to make good choices. We've got an extra handicap, if you like, against making good choices. So, if it's going to be an opportunity for you to you're going to have to make some different choices. Make sure you put yourself in the best position you can, in a space where you're not having to make too many other decisions, where you're going to really be a little bit more relaxed, and you're going to be able to get the 7 or 8 hours minimum sleep that you need each night. So tell me in the comments any questions you've got about getting started. Really interested to hear, and if I can't answer them here in this stream, if you're watching on the replay, then certainly we will post some answers in the group for you later, or I might even come on and do another live like this and talk to you about it. So there's a few things to do. Once you do get started, getting started well, if you feel comfortable to tell other people what you're doing, then do that. It depends if you're going to have people who are supportive of you or not. If you're not going to have people who are supportive, then my suggestion is don't tell them. Just quietly do your own thing until you've got it settled down. Whether you choose a time to start, where you're not going to be seeing so many people, as many of us are in that situation at the moment, or whether you just choose to say, I'm just not hungry, just don't feel like eating that right now. That's fine. This is your life. It's your situation. You can choose or not choose to explain to people what you're doing. It really depends a little bit on our personal circumstances and our personal preferences. So the other thing I want to talk to you about, which I know lots of you got questions about, is the keto flu, as it's called, which it's not actually the flu, but it's a feeling that you can get that can feel like you do have the flu. I was very lucky. I didn't have it when I started keto, but I know that people do suffer from it. And it's sort of a feeling of lethargy, a feeling of tiredness, and a feeling of, having a headache, feeling a bit under the weather. And it's completely normal. It's not necessary to have, but it's completely normal. And it's really a function of our body not having carbohydrate in the body anymore to process. And our body's used to processing carbohydrate. And when you don't give your body that carbohydrate and instead you give it moderate protein and a higher level of fat, it goes, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And, it has to adjust and change. I mean, it's like, changing anything in your life, it requires a bit of adaptation. So here are my tips for avoiding the keto flu in the first place. And if you do get it, how to manage it. The good news is if you do have the keto flu, it usually only lasts a few days to, a week or so. So it can be got through. The first thing is plenty of water. So make sure you drink lots of water. If you don't like just drinking plain water, fine, drink soda, water with fizz in it. So soda water, mineral water. You can drink coffee or tea, even though it's a little bit diuretic. You're still on balance and increase the amount of water in your system. And the other thing that's really important is salt. Now, if you have any kidney issues, then obviously additional salt is not advisable. But if you don't have kidney issues or any medical issues that preclude you having salt, then salt is fine. Our body is perfectly capable of processing salt. And so my preferred way to do it is I make some chicken broth. I just boil up some chicken bones and some veggies. So usually some celery and some carrot, bit of parsley, boil it up, strain it. And then you have a lovely chicken broth and just add some salt to that. And that will replace a lot of the minerals and the nutrients that you need. If you don't like chicken broth or you're vegetarian, you can similarly make a vegetable broth. It doesn't need to have the chicken in it. Just gives you a bit of extra minerals if you have the chicken in it. Or you can also buy electrolytes, and there's plenty. And I can put if you want a recommendation, let me know in the comments, and I will put a recommendation in the comments a bit later for you. But we don't need to have electrolytes. Even just having something that's a little bit saltier, like some smoked salmon, which has a little bit of extra salt in it. That's a really good way to get that extra salt into our bodies. So if you do suffer from the keto flu, some extra water, extra liquid to drink, some extra salt. Another one is pickle juice, but just be careful that there's not sugar in that pickle juice. that can also do the trick. Broth or a commercial electrolyte can also do the trick, and especially if you're out and about, can be a bit tricky to take your own broth with you. So that will really help. And the other thing is, again, make sure you get lots of sleep. Our body's adjusting. Anytime your body needs to adjust to something, you need to get some rest and some sleep. So let me know if you've got any comments or questions about getting started. That's a really, really quick introduction, super quick. One thing I will say is that I'm now doing some free coaching sessions just for a limited time. I'll be, over the next couple of weeks, I'll be putting up, but make some offers for groups, but there are some coaching sessions rather. There are some very limited opportunities. So if you'd like a 30-minute obligation-free, consult with me, a coaching session about, your personal situation and you're getting started with keto, or even if you've been doing keto for a little while, please just either send me a personal message, so Hilary Chapman, you'll see me in the admin in the group, or just to We Love Smart Keto, just respond, or just put yes, me in the comments below, and we'll be in touch and arrange a suitable time. It'll be next week, I think. I'll be doing those, and we haven't got any spots left for this week, but there are some spots left for next week. So please just put me in the comments, and we'll have a great chat. I mean, I love to talk to the members. So even if you feel like you're doing pretty well on keto, but you just really want to have a chat and see if there are any special distinctions you could get about your keto experience, then please just put me in the comments, and we'll love to have a chat with you and meet some more of our We Love Smart Keto members. So I hope that's really been helpful for you, and a great way to get some understanding if you are new to keto and you are just getting started. I do like to come in regularly and post some of these stuff in the group. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comments or just put a post in the group, and we collect those questions and we come back onto the group and answer them. So as I said, I'm Hilary from We Love Smart Keto. I'm going to sign off now, and love to see you in the group. And as I said, please, sign up for one of those limited numbers of consults that I'm doing. I'd love to have a great chat with you. See you later. Bye.